My dear brothers and sisters, today, after we began the Paschal Triduum with the celebration, the commemoration of the Last Supper last night, we enter into the Passion of the Lord, the crucifixion, the love. Therefore, you might have paid attention that the celebration today has a very unique setting. Unlike other gatherings for liturgy, tonight we continue the celebration last night with the adoration of the cross. We gather here with three different phases of action. The first one we have accomplished is the liturgy of the Word, from which we heard many stories narratively written for us from the very own time of the Israelite to the time of Jesus, and beyond that to the time where the first community of believers of Christ lived. The church has the purpose to help us to celebrate tonight and invite us to go deep into the space of love, of which upon entering that space of love, we cannot solely hear the story, but we live the story. We live that love, excluding no one. The second part or second phase of tonight's gathering, we adore the crucifix that was hung Christ, and we adore that piece of wood that Christ was condemned and killed, because from that crucifix salvation flows on over the world. You and I can tell everybody why the next day the whole world celebrates the Easter. Because in these stories of love, no one is excluded. Everyone is invited, included, welcome. But how the invitation from the cross can extend beyond the Golgotha, the hill where the cross was nailed Jesus? Ask God us. God asks us to enter into this space of love so that you and I can also become His love in many different ways. This afternoon, the President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Vietnam issued a letter to invite on the faithful of the Catholic Church and everyone to learn how to share the love. It doesn't have to be a fixed method or forms or ways. to love. Because look back into your life, the way you were loved by your parents, the way your spouse loved you, the way you love your children, all have been different. But the principle, the foundation of all of this relationship in your life and my life, rooted and grounded in God's love. As yesterday, I kept repeating that God has loved the world and He loves until an end. Today, He offers that end for us. He ended up on the cross so that we can continue and to begin His love. As we celebrate the Paschal Triduum uniquely this year, I would like to echo what Pope Francis asked of you when he spoke yesterday at the weekly general audience. The Pope said, because this year many of us, if not almost of us, must stay home, we have time to look around, to see the faces of your spouse and your children and your grandparents and the parents, those many years in the past you did not have a chance to go to the celebration together. Now is an opportunity to live this faith together as the cradle. The first school of faith started from home. Go back to that basis, fundamental school of love. And perhaps Pope Francis added, you can spend time and read the readings, read the scriptures, of which the Passion of the Lord, I would give it to you, John chapter 18, the entire chapter 18 of John, go up to chapter 19, read all of them, and look at the cross at your house. That's what the Holy Father asks of us, advises us to do that. I would like to add on one more element to that. Practically, every year, as we gather here during Good Friday, the community at the parish can line up, queue up, to give a kiss and venerate the cross. Today, it's impossible for you to do that. But look around your house. Is there the crucifix? Is there the cross with Jesus open His arms on it? Take the cross down. Prepare, wash, clean the cross. And you can venerate at home to feel that God is so close to you and is so dear to you. So at this moment, I would like to invite you to spend a minute of silence. Maybe you can look around the people that gather with you now. Or you can look at the altar at home with the statues of God, Saint Joseph, Mary, or any other saints. Look around and see. The symbol of faith is everywhere and in you. Let us continue to enter into God's love that exists in our life. It might be some painful experience. It might be some joyful experiences. But no worry. God had taken on of the pains to grant you an Easter, a new life. In silence, let us give thanks to God for His love and ask God to help us to live our thankfulness to become His love.